You know, I've been trying all morning long to get these glasses so I can see through them. I've been cleaning them, cleaning them. Try using a cloth. Try cleaning them 48 times. They look just fine, but when I look at the screen, I can't see nothing. Then finally, I realized the problem is I'm wearing my sunglasses. Of course, I can't see anything with this on. My whole point prior to all this distraction was to just write down a thought for the day, like 10 words or something like that. Problem is, I can't write down the thoughts that I have right now in 10 words and post it out there somewhere. It's too complicated. So I said, fine then, I'll just make this quick video, okay? It's probably going to be like 5 minutes long or something. But my thought for the day is a question. It says, could we all be Nephilim? And the conclusion I came to is, well, yeah, we could, technically, but I think that the Jews have a different bloodline. I know that the Jews have a different bloodline than the Nephilim. If you chase them back to Jesus Christ anyway, because there was a bloodline from Adam to Seth to David to Jesus Christ, the same bloodline going all the way back. And I don't know what happened to the bloodline past Jesus Christ, if we all melded together or not. But that was a specific bloodline. The rest of us are not in it. The Gentiles. So I was really saying, well, maybe could the Gentiles all be Nephilim? And so, well, to write that down, you have to kind of back up a little bit and say, the issue is we got two factions of angels. We have loyal angels and disloyal or rebelling angels messing with a civil war where Earth is a proxy war going on, and we're either the booty in that war or the prize in that war, depending on what side you're on. But that's a specific race, angels. And then you have us, or mortal men. We're a specific race, and we're not angels, and they're not us. And we can't procreate with each other either. That's where it gets kind of messed up, because Nephilim are the Genesis chapter 6, says that the sons of God went into the daughters of men, and they had giants. And however you want to interpret Genesis 6, there's a lot of different ways to interpret it. But my conclusion and my thoughts for the day is that they created Nephilim. Nephilim's a real word in the Bible. It's listed as a night demon or giant. I think Lilith is listed as night demon. But anyways, it's Genesis chapter 6, first few verses. And the Nephilim are a crossbreed between the sons of God and the daughters of men. That's we know from Genesis. But the sons of God, who are they? In my opinion, the sons of God are immortal. They, in the book of Job, they went to see God in heaven, and Satan came among them, and they had this discussion about Job. So, who were those sons of God that went to visit? Did they go in vision, but somehow Satan was actually there, or was he just in vision with them? Or the bottom line is, the sons of God are not mortal men like us. The sons of God are cousins. They're humans, but they're immortal, and they have a different punishment and a different reward than we do, because they were in heaven. They weren't supposed to come here, and they did come here, and they did procreate with mortal men around the time of I think it's Jared, Enoch's father. And then, of course, Enoch's the one that brings up all this stuff that we sort of stash under the carpet somewhere. Nobody wants those books anymore to be within Christianity, because they have some partial truth in them. But at any rate, they came down here with rebelling angels that procreated with the human race here, and lo and behold, you have what's called a Nephilim, which is half immortal man, so to speak, and half mortal man. So what is he? He is an Isby, so to speak, is his father. Isby is an alien, okay? That's an alien when we talk about aliens. See why I can't put it in 10 words? because an alien is really not a little green man. An alien is really a spiritual entity from another realm who has been bound to this earth along with the rebellion angels. Why? Because they rebelled also, at least some of them did, and when they did, they were bound to this earth. They were no longer allowed to leave. And what did they do here to disobey what God had wanted them to do? Was to procreate with us. That was their sin, so to speak. Um, so this Nephilim is half them and half us. So he's got a mortal body, and then when he dies, he doesn't go away. Okay? Like if I'm just a normal mortal man, when I die, I go to a place that's described in Buddhism called Nirvana. But to Buddhism, that's your ultimate destination. In reality, Nirvana is just a holding place, like kind of like limbo, but it's a holding place for the souls of mortal men after they die. You kind of just are like in hibernation out there. I've seen it in vision. And at Tatwaki, or the end of the world as we know it, or when all this stuff is, when the Civil War is over, okay, those hibernating souls are drawn into heaven, and then they receive their intellect again. We, and we're alive again, and we go, wow, what happened? I mean, did you pull my tooth out, Mr. Dentist? And they don't even realize time went by, but they're up there now. That's where we go. But see, either an Isby or a Nephilim, they don't, because they have immortal spirits. They don't go to that place. They float around in confusion. What are they doing on Earth? And actually, Nephilim are called demons, not evil angels, or not demons. And demons are not evil angels. Demons are the immortal part of a Nephilim. So the Dominion, or the rebellion angels, recapture those spirits floating around, and they put them into a mortal man's body. The bloodline I was talking about, because that bloodline stems all the way back to after the Garden of Eden with Lilith, if you believe in Lilith, or if you don't. My philosophy or my perception of it with Lilith is that she was intended to be Adam's wife, but she rejected Adam, and therefore, when Adam received the essence of man, God saw he had no friend, he had no partner in life, because Lilith had split. So he kind of like cloned, but somehow he took DNA out of Adam and made Eve, and she received the essence of man because he had the essence of man. And then, the story from there. There was disobedience, and they were booted out and lost their mortality. That's a different vision. But anyways, so that bloodline from Adam to Seth to the King David to Jesus Christ is straight up and through. And it comes all the way back to Seth. However, the Nephilim, their bloodline doesn't go there. Their bloodline is half Isby, or alien, and half mortal man. And Lilith is the one who instigated all of that in the beginning. I think that she was messing around with the men that did not have the essence of man yet. It's such a long story. I can't even put it on a stupid video, let alone 10 words. So, my question was, could I be an Isby? Could I be a Nephilim? And the answer is, yeah, I could be. Because I think the only mortal men, genuine mortal men, are still in the Jewish heritage. I mean, if unless it's all watered down now past Jesus Christ, I don't know if they're still a pure bloodline or not. But that bloodline that goes all the way back is, you have Doberman Pinschers and you have German Shepherds. And eventually, if you follow their trail back far enough, they all come from the same dingo dog, or whatever the original dog was, wolf, whatever. And they sort of just tree out. So, Gentiles, Greeks and Gentiles, I don't think were ever part of the bloodline. They were always what they are, which is Nephilim, or some of them might be Isbys. anyhow, that's my thought for the day, is whether or not we could all be Isbies or aliens, and the answer is kind of like, yeah, we could be. And I still can't see through my glasses. Go figure.